How's everyone doing? You're back with Jono for another quick math lesson. Today we're going to look at how to simplify surds when we've been asked to add and subtract non-like surds. So this is a big combination of our multiplication rule that we learnt in a few lessons ago and our addition and subtraction rules. The most important skill that you need to know is your square numbers of integers. So 1 squared equals 1, 2 squared equals 4, 3 squared equals 9, all the way up. You need to know probably up to what 15 squared is. If you are a bit uncomfortable with that, please take some time to memorize these numbers. We're going to have a look at an example. Here I've got root 20 plus 7 root 5. Because these surds are different, I actually can't add them together. Well, not yet anyway. The reason that you'll be asked to simplify this and not just write out the answer again is because we can manipulate root 20 into a simpler term. So root 20 is equal to root 4 multiplied by root 5. That's our multiplication rule. Root 4 is just 2 multiplied by root 5, and we can finally finish writing this as 2 root 5. So instead of having the question say, what's root 20 plus 7 root 5? It's really asking you, what's 2 root 5 plus 7 root 5? Once these surds are like, all we have to do is add the front numbers together and leave the surd the same. So this becomes 9 root 5. And that's our surd mathematical sentence in its simplest form. So there are a couple of pro tips here. So the first thing is that I would like you to always find a square factor. In that last example of root 20, I could have used 10 and 2, but neither of those numbers are square. So the root 4 made the working much more simple. When we do find those factors, I'd like you to write the square number first. Here I had root 4 times root 5 instead of the other way around, and that's just going to help with your scaffolding of your final answer. The other thing I would highly recommend looking at is that this other surd, the one that doesn't have a square factor, is usually going to be the number that multiplies with the square in the surd that you need to simplify. So I would always check this first because it'll probably tell you what you need to look at. Finally, please use your calculator to check. If you type in root 20 plus 7 root 5, that will give you an answer. And then if you type in 9 root 5, that will give you the same answer. So we're going to have a look at another example here. If I've got root 48 minus root 3. So root 48 is a tough breakdown. It could be 6 and 8 or something different. But because I know that this root 3 is there, that's the first thing I'm going to check. 48 divided by 3 is 16. Which is one of my square numbers. So straight away, I'm going to write this down as root 16 multiplied by root 3 minus root 3. Square root of 16 is 4. So this turns into 4 root 3 minus root 3. So my final answer there is 3 root 3. So by knowing that this surd root 3 was most likely going to pop up during my simplification, it did save me a little bit of time searching for factors. So in this final example, you're going to have to simplify 2 surds at the same time in order to try and find some like terms that we can add and subtract. So 3 root 18 we're going to start with. That's 3 times 18 has a factor of 9 and 2. So root 9 times root 2. And then minus 200. 100 is a square number, so I'm going to have minus root 100 times root 2. So in this example, root 9 there is equal to 3, so I can write this as 3 times root 2. So root 100 is 10, so I've got minus 10 root 2. This all equals 9 root 2 minus 10 root 2. 9 minus 10 is just minus 1, so my final answer is negative root 2. Make sure you don't throw that negative inside the square root because you'll get a math error, but this is our final answer. So I know there is a little bit of work here. You've got to be able to simplify using those square numbers, and being on top of those is really going to help you out. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys later. Just a quick reminder, there are some free worksheets linked in the description below, as well as the notes from this video. If you've got a second, please like, comment and subscribe to Quick Math for more content every day. Thanks so much. Have a good one.